"But, Papa," they cried, "what has become of everyone? Are all the sailors gone? Why did they leave us?" "We should swim to shore now," Fritz interrupted. "I think we should build a raft and use that to get there safely," said Ernest. "These float belts may not do the trick." "First, let's search the rest of the ship to see what we can find," I answered. "Let's all meet back here with whatever we think will be useful." My youngest son, Franz, who was only 7, went to look for fishing hooks, and my wife went to feed and comfort the animals on the ship, which were all full of fear. The rest of us set out to find what we could. Fritz went to find weapons, I looked for fresh water, and Jack went to the captain's quarters. Jack opened the door only to be knocked over by 2 leaping dogs that were thrilled to be rescued. They licked him all over, and Jack climbed up on the biggest dog and proudly rode him to where I was. We joined the others and went through all we had found. Fritz had found guns, gunpowder, and bullets. Ernest had nails, a saw, an axe, a hammer, and other tools in all of his pockets. Little Franz proudly showed us a box of fishing hooks, which I told him were the most important part. My wife told us that there was a donkey, 2 cows, 2 goats, 6 sheep, a ram, a flock of chickens, a rooster, and 2 pigs on board. Jack hit upon the idea of finding some barrels to float to shore in. They could be used to build a raft for all of us. I sawed the barrels each in half until there were 8. I joined the half barrels together with large boards until we had built a sort of a boat of tubs. We placed rollers made from cut-up poles under our boat and managed to create a lever to launch it into the water. We tied it to our broken ship and then loaded it with all of our tools, food, water, and everything else we found that might be useful. Then we found some oars that we could row for shore with. After a busy day of preparing the raft, it was nightfall once again, and we waited tensely in the dark in hopes that another storm would not come. In the morning, we prepared to row to shore. "Before we go," I told the boys, "make sure to leave lots of feed for the animals and make them as comfortable as you can. We may be able to come back for them in a few days." Just as we were about to leave, we heard the rooster's crow, which made us decide to gather all of the chickens to take with us. My 2 eldest boys, Ernest and Fritz, took the oars. With that, it was time to head for shore. We all bravely put our lives into the little boat. Chapter 2. A New World. We soon glided away from the wreck and into the open sea. We all looked for land, but we kept spinning around and around until I learned how to steer the boat properly. We had left the dogs, as we could not carry them, but as we sailed away, they jumped into the water and came after us, yowling and barking. They made their way to the boat and rested their paws against it until we pulled them in, taking pity on them. We were especially glad to see the happy face of our own dog, Turk, barking at us on board. We rowed until we came near the land. Past some cliffs, we saw a green, grassy patch among the palm trees. "I wish I'd thought to bring the telescope," I said, just as Jack pulled it from his pocket with a laugh and a twinkle in his eye. I could see through the telescope that there was a small, flat beach we could land on. As we reached the shore, everyone jumped out but Franz, who was packed in a tub so tight he had to be pulled out by his mother. The dogs ran ahead, and flamingos and penguins and other birds on the beach began to shriek as they approached. We quickly unloaded our boat, setting the chickens and rooster free to roam. We all searched madly now for a place to spend the night. Soon we found 2 fallen trees, which we wedged into